So you must have recognized by seeing the diagram that what we are going to cover today is about the lifeboat. Okay, so it is one of the very important, and you may be asked with some questions. Earlier I thought that I'll be covering lifeboat and then rescue boat and then life raft in one video itself, but as you know that I try and cover all the topics related to that one, all maybe all the probable questions that can be asked from that topic I try and cover in one video. So this video itself got very lengthy, so this video is only confined all the probable questions that could be asked from lifeboat. So in subsequent videos we'll be covering about rescue boat, and then we'll be covering about the life raft. So here we go. So first of all, let's take a brief example. So it's like life-saving thing you can know, and how SOLAS came in picture, and what was the Titanic incident after that, and all these things become mandatory. So we have, first of all, let's see what all types of lifeboat we have. So we have lifeboat basically in three categorization. That is open lifeboat. You see here that I have depicted here the picture. It has no roof and is normally propelled by manual power by using hand propelled oars. Compression ignition engine may also be provided for propulsion purpose. There in some vessels you will find open lifeboat as being used as a rescue boat. However, open lifeboats are becoming obsolete now because of stringent safety norms, but one may find them in an older ships. Okay, so this is the criteria. Now the next one is a closed lifeboat. Closed lifeboat, as the name suggests, yeah, these are popular lifeboats are used on ships, for they are enclosed, which saves the crew from seawater, strong winds and rough weather, because that is very important. Because open one, there are chances that body gets exposed to the atmosphere, the rough weather and the wind, as well as the rough sea. So there are chances of ingress of water. Moreover, the watertight integrity is higher in this type of lifeboat, and it can also be upright on its own if toppled. So it is so designed that if it is toppled, it will become upright itself. So these lifeboats are further classified as partially enclosed and fully enclosed. We are not going to that portion now for time being. Next we have is a free fall lifeboat. Free fall lifeboat similar to an enclosed one, because you can see in the diagram, but the process of launching is entirely different. So the launching of these type of lifeboat is different. They are aerodynamic in nature, and thus the boat can penetrate the water without damaging the body. So they are aerodynamic in nature, so they are so designed that without damaging the body they can penetrate through the water and become upright once it reaches the water. The free fall lifeboat is located at the aft of the ship. You will find it generally on the aft of the ship, which provides a maximum clear area for free fall. Okay, so because we have a maximum, because as soon as the boat goes in the water, then it has to go maximum far away from the ship. So in order, so because a sinking ship, so it will even engulf the boat also. So now let's take a example at the requirements. We'll be covering about the administrative requirement as per the classification society, that is DNV, or as per Bureau Veritas or IR class. Okay, so or Lloyd's, and as well as SOLAS. So there are some general requirements as per classification society, and there are some SOLAS requirements as per classification. So you can go through all of them in one shot. All lifeboats shall be properly constructed and have ample stability in seaway, sufficient freeboard when loaded with their full complement of person and equipment, have rigid hull, so these things are self-explanatory, shall be capable of maintaining positive stability, so there always need to be positive when in upright position in calm water, and loaded with their full complement of person and equipment, and there is also a hole that is in that is for the drain purpose, because the water that's there, so there is the stability should not be lost even if in the presence of that hole. So it is so designed. Each lifeboat shall be fitted with a certificate of approval. So there is a certificate of approval endorsed by the administration containing at least the following items. So these are the items that represent, that is manufacturer's name and address. In the certificate, lifeboat model and serial number. So this can be a separate question that can be asked. Month and year of manufacture, number of person the lifeboat is approved to carry. This in fact you will also find on the hull of the lifeboat. It is written number of person approved even on the life raft as well, and with approval information including the administration which approved it. Okay, the certifying organization shall provide the lifeboat with a certificate of approval which in addition to the above items specify number of the certificate of approval, material, hull, construction, ensure the compatibility, problem in repair should not occur, total mass fully equipped and fully mannered, statement of approval. All lifeboats shall be of sufficient strength to enable them to be safely launched into water when loaded with their full complement of person and equipment. Be capable of being launched and towed when ship is making a headway. So this is important. A speed of 5 knot in calm water. So it is being capable of being launched, towed when a ship is making a headway at a 5 knot. So when the ship is going at a speed of 5 knot, it shall be able to do all these things. Hull and rigid cover shall be fire retardant or non-combustible. So it is obvious that the hull and the body has to be fire retardant and non-combustible. Seating shall be provided on thwart benches or fixed chair which are constructed so as to capable of supporting. Okay, a static load equipment to the number of person each weighing 100 kg for which spaces are provided in compliance with the seating requirement. So each seat, and the compliance is so that each seat is designed for a person to be of weight of 100 kg. So in fact everyone will not be of 100 kg, or so there are minimization. A load of 100 kg in any single seat location when a lifeboat to be launched by fall is dropped into the water from a height of at least 3 meter. So it is dropped at a height of at least 3 meter. Okay. Now, a load of 100 kg in a single seat location when a free fall lifeboat is launched from a height of at least 1.3 times its free fall certification height. So this kg of weight is present in that is in 1.3 times its free fall certification height. Okay, except for free fall lifeboats, each lifeboat to be launched by fall shall be of sufficient strength to withstand a load without residual deflection or removal of that load. In case of boat with metal hulls, 1.25 times the total mass of the lifeboat when loaded with its full complement of person and equipment, or in case of, so when it is of a metal casing then it is 1.25 times, otherwise it is 1.3 times. In case of other boat, twice the total mass of the lifeboat when loaded with its full complement of person and equipment. Except for free fall lifeboat, each lifeboat to be launched by fall shall be of sufficient strength to withstand when loaded with its full complement of person and equipment, and with, where capable, skates or fenders in position, a lateral impact against the ship's side at an impact velocity of 3.5 meter per second, and also a drop into a water from a height of at least 3 meter. So this should be the speed by which the drop has to be there, and this has to be the height. Okay, the vertical distance between the floor surface and the interior of the enclosure or canopy over 50% of the floor area shall be not less than 1.3 meter for a lifeboat permitted to accommodate 9 person or less, not less than 1.7 meter for a lifeboat permitted to accommodate 24 person or more, not less than distance as determined by the linear interpolation between 1.3 to 1.7. So there is an interpolation between these two distances for a lifeboat in order to accommodate 24 persons. No lifeboat shall be provided to accommodate more than 150 persons. So there cannot be a lifeboat designed more than 150 persons. So this only goes in the case of a passenger ship. So these figures. The number of persons which a lifeboat to be launched by fall shall be permitted to accommodate shall be equal to the lesser of number of person having an average mass of 75 kg, all wearing life jackets. So these are taken into account. all average mass is taken as 75 kg. All are wearing life jacket that can be seated in a normal position without interfering with the means of propulsion. So there should not be an interference with the means of propulsion on the lifeboat equipment. Number of spaces that can be provided on the seating arrangement in accordance with figure that we have shown you at, the space may be overlapped as shown. Okay, so so if there is an interference, so the space can be overlapped. Each seating position shall be clearly indicated in the lifeboat. So you must have seen while in your drills that seatings are clearly indicated. Access into lifeboat. Every passenger ship lifeboat shall be so arranged that it can be rapidly boarded. So these are obvious points. Every cargo ship lifeboat shall be so arranged that it can be boarded by its full complement of person in not more than 3 minutes. Okay, so the time requirement is also there, not more than 3 minutes. So these things you will not find everywhere. In 3 minutes for a cargo ships it has to be boarded. Lifeboat shall have a boarding ladder that can be used at any boarding entrance of the lifeboat to enable person in water to board the lifeboat. The lowest step of the ladder shall be not less than 0.4 meter below the lifeboat's water line. So wherever the water lifeboat line is there, this should not be less than 0.4 meter. Okay, now access to the lifeboat is done. Now we go on for lifeboat buoyancy. Now again these 2 points are left. The lifeboat shall be so arranged that the helpless people can be brought on board either from the sea or on stretchers. Okay, all surfaces on which persons might walk shall have a non-skid finish. Okay, lifeboat buoyancy. So what has to be the buoyancy? A lifeboat shall have inherent buoyancy. So there is an inherent buoyancy to be fitted with inherently buoyant material, which shall not be adversely affected by seawater, oil or oil products, sufficient to float the lifeboat with its equipment on board when flooded and open to the sea. Additional inherently buoyant material equal to 280 Newton of buoyant force per person shall be provided for the person of number of persons the lifeboat is permitted to accommodate. Buoyant material, unless in addition to that required above, shall not be installed external to the hull of the lifeboat. Okay, so this is the requirement. So additionally we have arrangement so that which can provide that buoyant factor. Lifeboat freeboard stability. A lifeboat shall be stable and have a positive GM value when loaded with 50%. So there has to be a positive GM value. That is the reason why even if after toppling down it will come in upright position. 50% of. Okay, under the condition of loading described above, each lifeboat with sides opening near the gunwale shall have a freeboard measured from the waterline to the lowest opening through which the lifeboat may become flooded. Okay, so there has to be a freeboard measured for only for opening open type of lifeboat, so which are becoming obsolete, so it's not so much important. Each lifeboat without side opening near the gunwale I guess you know. So if you are not aware of all these terminologies, I've separately covered it in a separate video, you can go through that, shall not exceed an angle of heel of 20 degree and shall have a freeboard measured from the waterline to the lowest opening through which the lifeboat may become flooded, of at least 1.5% of the lifeboat's length or 100 mm, whichever is greater. Now when we talk about propulsion mechanism, this is also very important. Every lifeboat shall be powered by a CI engine, it must have. No engine shall be used for any lifeboat if its fuel has a flash point of 43 degrees Celsius. This is often asked, or less. This is a closed cup test. I guess you know the open cup test and closed cup test. The engine shall be provided with either a manual starting system or a power starting system with two independent rechargeable energy sources. So we have a battery start, and battery is always kept fully charged. Any necessary starting aid shall be provided. The engine starting system and starting aid shall start the engine at an ambient temperature. So this is another important requirement of minus 15 degrees Celsius within 2 minutes of commencing the start procedure, unless in the the starting system shall not be impeded by the engine casing, seating or other obstructions. The speed of the lifeboat when proceeding ahead in calm water, when loaded with its full complement of person and equipment, and with all engine powered auxiliary equipment in operation, shall be at least 6 knot. Okay, so this has to be the speed. So one case you have saw what is the temperature, what has to be the flash point of the fuel, what type of engine has to be there, What is the speed estimate? Or shall be at least 6 knot and at least 2 knot when towing a 25% life raft. So when a lifeboat is also has to be capable of towing life raft. So when it is towing a life raft, at least minimum speed must be 2 knot, or when independently without towing any life raft, the speed has to be 6 knot. Sufficient fuel suitable for use throughout the temperature range expected in the area in which the ship operates shall be provided to run the fully loaded lifeboat at 6 knot for a period not less than 24 hours. So with this speed it must run for at least 24 hours. Now, water resistance instruction for starting and operating the engine shall be provided and mounted in a conspicuous place. So instructions are pasted. Water fittings that we have, all lifeboat except free-fall lifeboat shall be provided with at least one drain valve that we have already discussed the whole in the beginning, fitted near the lowest point in the hull, which shall automatically open the drain water from the hull when the lifeboat is not waterborne, and shall automatically close to prevent entry of water when the lifeboat is waterborne. Each drain valve shall be provided with a cap or plug to close the valve, which shall be attached to the lifeboat by a lanyard, a chain, or a suitable means. Okay, the drain valves shall be readily accessible from inside the boat and their position shall be clearly indicated. So there are even pumps also, there are bilge pumps. So all these indications are there. You have tank wherein every Saturday routine you go and start the lifeboat. You also check the level of oil. All lifeboats shall be provided with rudder and tiller. Okay, the rudder shall be permanently attached to the lifeboat. So this is another important requirement. All lifeboats shall be fitted with sufficient watertight lockers or compartment to provide for the storage of the small items of equipment, water and provisions. Every lifeboat be launched by a fall or a falls except a free fall lifeboat shall be fitted with release mechanism. So there has to be a release mechanism, so which shall has to be so arranged that all hooks are released simultaneously, and release control shall be clearly marked in a color that contrasts with its surrounding. Every lifeboat shall be fitted with a device to secure a painter near its bow. The device shall be such that the lifeboat does not exhibit unsafe or unstable character when being towed by the ship marking headway at a speed of 5 knots in calm water. Now, except for free fall lifeboats, the painter securing device shall include a release device to enable the painter to be released from inside. So there has to be a mechanism for when every person is aboard. So how it has to be released? So there is a mechanism inside the lifeboat with ship marking headway at a speed of 5 knot in calm water. Every lifeboat shall be so arranged. So one thing you must have seen that for all the things, the lifeboat has to be operated, the lifeboat should be able to release. For the ship speed is minimum 5 knots. Okay, except for free fall lifeboat, the painter securing device shall include a release device to enable the painter to 5 knots. Every lifeboat shall be so arranged that an adequate view forward, aft and okay, so there has to be a vision so that one can look forward and aft. Control and steering position monitoring. Now lifeboat, when we talk about lifeboat equipments, this just will go through in a faster manner. Sufficient buoyant oars, 2 boat hooks, a buoyant bailer, 2 buckets, a survival manual, operational compass, a sea anchor, 2 efficient painters. You can pause the video and read it carefully. 2 hatches, watertight receptacles. We have a rust-proof dipper with lanyard, a rust-proof graduated drinking vessel, a food ration totaling not less than 10,000 kilojoule for each person. So I guess we'll be covering SOLAS Pack A and SOLAS Pack B. 4 rocket parachute flares, 6 hand flares, 2 buoyant smoke signals, 1 waterproof electric torch suitable for Morse signaling. So this, I guess, your Morse signaling, you are aware of it. 1 daylight signaling mirror, 1 copy of life-saving signals, 1 vessel, a first aid outfit, anti seasickness medicine, a jackknife, 3 3 tin openers, 2 buoyant rescue coats, a manual pump, 1 set of fishing tackles, so you can do fishing as well, sufficient tools, portable fire extinguisher equipment, a searchlight, an efficient radar reflector, thermal protective aid, TPAs, you're aware of, food ration and fishing tackles. What are markings on live ports? This can be the number of person for which the live port is approved shall be clearly marked on. It's okay. The name and the port of registry for the ship, name of the ship and the port of the registry the live port belongs to. Uh, Means of identifying, and it has to be in Roman alphabets, mean of identifying the ship to which the live port belongs to, and number of the live port shall be marked in such a way that they are visible from above. Now, when we talk about free fall live port, there are some different. Free fall live port shall comply with requirement of totally enclosed live port described above. So whatever we have discussed. Now, the carrying capacity of a free fall live port is the number of person that can be provided with a seat without interfering with the means of propulsion. So these things we have already covered. We are just going through. The width of the seat shall be at least 430 mm. Free clearance in form of backrest shall be 635. So backrest where your back can lie, 1000 mm. Each freefall live port shall make positive headway immediately after water entry and shall not come into contact with ship after a freefall launching against a trim of 10 degree and a list of 20 degree. Okay, its full complement of persons. Occupant so as to cause the center of gravity to be in most forward position. Occupant so as to cause the center of gravity to be in most aft position. Its operating crew. It has to be sufficient strength so that it can withstand. Each freefall live boat shall be fitted with a release system, have independent activation system. You have to be so arranged to release the boat under any condition, 200% also, be adequately protected against accidental and premature use, be designed to test the release system without launching the live boat, be designed with a factor of safety of 6. FOS has to be 6. Necessity requirement: fully enclosed live boat certificate for approval for a free fall live boat shall also state free fall certification height. What is the free fall certification heights? Means at what height it is desired. So these are the additional requirement for free fall live boat. Required launching ramp length and launching ramp angle for the free fall certification height. So these were the different criteria wherein we saw the types of live port, that is open, close and free fall live port, wherein also we saw at what speed of the ship the live port should be able to launch, and what is the capacity of the launch, what are the markings on the live port, what has to be the speed of the live port, and if towing a life raft, what has to be the speed for passenger ships and as well as the cargo ships. So all these things we have covered in a very detailed manner. I just wanted to give it in detail. The reason being is that so that you can have all the requirements. So apart from this, and also about the engine, its flashpoint. So these things, some of the points, those were very important, which you can take away from these things. Thank you so much.
सो फ्रेंड्स, आप अपने शिप सेलर जर्नी यूट्यूब चैनल को लाइक करें, सब्सक्राइब करें, कमेंट करें और बेल आइकन को क्लिक करें, जिससे नेक्स्ट वीडियो का नोटिफिकेशन आपको मिल जाए। जय हिंद, जय भारत।